All right, YouTube. So I'm gonna wrap this up in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I promise you. I'm gonna try to stay around 5 minutes. So, a lot of people have come out in defense of Deion Sanders, stating other details about the university, about the presidents, this, that, and the other. We don't got to get into that. It's all over the place. You can find it out. But that still hasn't changed how I view this situation. Go to the 60 Minutes episode. Listen to this, when Travis Hunter, when Deion were being interviewed, how they initially viewed this as for the people, for us, for African Americans, for which that's what's in the SWAC, that's what's at Jackson State, predominantly. Now he has joined what's called a predominantly white institution, or primarily white. Some people say primary, some people say predominant. So my views on this has not changed, man. What are they doing? And here's why. You can't be a civil rights activist for 3 years. If you're a civil rights activist, then you are a civil rights activist for a lifetime. If you try to be a temporary civil rights activist, then what you are is an agent of destruction. If you fall back and change your mind about that. And that's how they always do us. That's why I said that you can't look to the elite for leadership, because they may, in turn, do us how we always been done. Whether it's Katrina, remember Katrina? How they wouldn't help, how them black people was drowning down there because they didn't get help there fast enough, as if it didn't matter. Even the Black Lives Matter, $90 million raised, disappeared. We can't keep doing ourselves like this, and we can't keep allowing others to do so. That's why we have to change who we view as leaders, because anybody that's tap dancing for whites, which I'm not against whites, y'all hear me saying that all the time, but I don't tap dance for them either, and I never will. And I would rather die than sell out the Most High, for money. I'm making money right now. I'm out here making money right now. It might not be $30 million, but hey, I'm still a man, and I'm still upholding my dignity. Ain't nobody digging me out from the back for me to have no money. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't gonna happen, because I know how to get out here and fight for mine. So you can't say all of those things and then renege, because you were supposed to do your research initially and know what was going on and whether or not you wanted to partake in it. Like, wasn't tours done before the contract was signed? So how are we hearing about the facilities? You were supposed to get on them, which I believe there were talks about those facilities before you took the job. Be like, well, if you can promise me that you're going to upgrade these facilities to a decent level, I'll take that job. So, and he could have been Coach Prime, like, how me, he could have been like, me, I'm all about the money. And we would have laughed, and nobody would have been against him moving on. They'll be like, well, you heard what he said, he all about the money. People go by what you say. They do. So when you're dealing with the masses, you want to stick to whatever it is that you promise. And if you're not going to stick to it, or you can't stick to it, then you kind of want to leave that door open and not make no promises. But people do this garbage all the time, man. And it's like, Katrina did us like this, now Deion did us like this, and this person, and that person. There's too many people that their ancestors were oppressed by some of these people that they are building up ancestors. That's the facts. Like, I'm not like the one that's just gonna take up for vote Democratic and take up for all everything black. That ain't me. I go by the facts. I go by what's best. The facts are that people are taking payouts to do things that undermine and push people into the dirt even more. Now, if you were gonna leave, you should have came in Neon Deion Coach Prime. Or you should expose your reasons for leaving. Like, why do people think suppressing the truth is somehow ethical? Some people be needing to get exposed. Like, dudes, he could have caught his wife with, a guy could catch his wife with one in the mouth and one in the butt. And then he'll go and he won't say anything. And people will be like, oh, you a deadbeat dad. You turned your back on your family, this, that, and the other. But what he should do is, I never turn my back on my family. You ask her why we broke up. She did this. Then people will be like, well, some people is going to side with who they want based on their feelings regardless. But the masses will take an objective approach. That ain't what he did, y'all. You go to my videos, you see me taking up for him with the Eddie Robinson thing. I thought that was in bad taste for Eddie Robinson and those players being all ninjery, if that's a word, on them calling, hey, I'm street. No, nobody care about. Listen, man, the streets need to be rebuilt. I'm sick and tired of, and I'm gonna do a short on this. These old dudes that was gangbanging in the 80s, still trying to be like that, man. You're supposed to be a better example than something that could get people killed and put in prison. It's just simple as that. And then you confront them. If I ever see you, I'm gonna. They supposed to be like, you know what, Charleston, you right. They making Charleston White, who, let's be honest, he's a talented little dude and very entertaining and comical. And I would go to his stand-up. I would. But they making him more popular by their responses to the things that he does. You know, they should be like, you know what, man, you right, man. I'm gonna change, man. I'm gonna make a change. People don't do that because in a lot of black people's minds, they think that thug culture is our culture. And I know because there's too many people trying to live that way. Not going to school, this, that, and the other. So that's why this is so devastating that Deion had a chance to make a difference among us. And he chose to go, hey, Mr. Charlie, how you doing? I'll take your payout. It's all about me. You know, not right, man. It's not right, man. Too many people doing us like this. Katrina, and all them people got killed at that church. There's just so many different things where people just continue to do us this way. And then this was funny about some of y'all. In closing, I'm over the limit. I apologize. You say, well, look, you lying too. I said I'm going to try. See how I left that opening? So, we got to close this. We'll make a part 3. This is the truth.